Good morning and welcome to Retail Is, the Retail Alliance podcast. I am Kylie Ross-Seibert, joined as always with Joey Morgan. Hi, Joey. And today our guest is Kathy Yevak from formerly WSKY-TV, but locally known as SKY4-TV. So welcome, Kathy.
Thank you so much for having me. It is really a pleasure to be here this morning.
Well, it's great to see you.
Yeah.
Well, let's first, we'll pass it over to you. Maybe you can sort of just give us a brief overview of who you are and a bit more about SKY4-TV.
Wonderful. Would love to. It's great. I feel like I get to brag about my children today. SKY4-TV is just a wonderful place to work. It is a locally owned and operated independent broadcast TV station. When I say broadcast, that's significant because just like your other broadcast stations in the market, Wavy TV, WBEC, TKR, we also reach 100% of the television households in the market. And that represents like 725,000 homes, 1.8 million people. But what makes us really unique is that we are independent, so that we are not affiliated with an NBC or an ABC or a CBS. And that's significant because it really allows us to work with small businesses with a big broadcast footprint. Allows us to help businesses talk to all of those 725,000 homes in the market.
You're talking about like commercials, right?
Yeah, okay. Commercials and programming, social media, any number of things that we can do to help get the word out. We are owned, when I say locally owned and operated, I love to tell this story too, because we're owned by Lockwood Broadcast Group, and they've been in business since 1992 and have owned a lot of different stations. Right now, they own stations in Kansas, Texas, Alabama, Florida, Georgia, Tennessee, and then 2 here in Virginia, 1 in Charlottesville. They desperately wanted to own a station in this market. So SKY4-TV presented the opportunity and they were able to acquire us. So it's been fun. I've been here since Lockwood acquired the station.
Nice. So what kind of programs are mainly on SKY4? Great
question. What also makes us unique is that as an independent station, we have all entertainment programming all the time. We also pepper in some sports, local sports. We are really having a nice advantage this year. We're broadcasting live Hampton University men's basketball.
Nice.
That's been a real treat for us. And 2020 also brought with it a lot of unique opportunities regarding programming because, NAS Oceana Air Show, for example, nobody could go, right?
Yeah.
The pandemic says, nope, we can't gather all these people together. So Tom Powers, our director of production, was like, they're going to stream this. We can put this on broadcast so everybody in the market can see it. So we made a phone call, made that happen. And, we were able to put that kind of programming on the station. But back to just the entertainment shows that we run, it's court shows, it's some of the animation in the evening.
I've seen your guys' van with all the, I think Family Guy Peter's on there.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? Yep.
So you can take programs from other networks.
Things that are in syndication, or do you get live shows, or?
It's syndication.
Okay.
So when you say other stations or networks, yes. So it's kind of off the network programs like Goldberg's, for example, or First 48, Millionaire. If you want to be a millionaire, game show. We've got those kinds of programs too. So it's entertainment, and it's kind of nice without news because that you can turn to Channel 4 and be entertained. Right. And not interrupted by the news and the politics of the day. It's great escape TV. And then we also have, which a lot of broadcast stations do, we call them our digital channels, our .2, .3, .4. Those are also entertainment based shows, stations.
So if you've got like Cox or Dish or, any of those, like how people actually watch it, what are they looking for to find you?
For the most part, we are Channel 4 on all of those providers, Cox, Fios, Dish, Direct, Spectrum. And then you can also get us over the air with an antenna.
Okay.
in Channel 4.
Nice.
Okay. Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gosh, and you've been there for from the start of when Lockwood purchased it, but you've come into your position, and when you started is a little different to what you are now. Tell us a little bit how you progressed as well. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, that's a fun story. I spent 27 years at Wavy TV 10 and Fox 43, and it was an amazing career and a great, just a great way to learn this business. Broadcasting and digital advertising are the most powerful combination. So, I'm a proponent for all media. I think it all works really well, and it's just a matter of what it is you're trying to accomplish. So after 27 years over there of being an account executive, raising my two daughters, Lockwood bought the station, SKY4-TV, in 2013. And one of my old bosses became the general manager here. And he called me and was like, "Hey, what do you think?" And I said, "You know what? I am ready for management. Finally, I'm ready, because my daughters are grown up and it's time for me to, take care of something else, if you will."
Yeah.
So I came over here, and green as I could be, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it was a huge learning curve for the first year or two, but such a joy and a privilege to learn from great people. We hired 4 account executives, and we still to this day all work as peers, colleagues, one team. It's not the hierarchy of management. I like to think so. And so we learned it together, and we kind of created the new SKY4-TV. It's been a great ride.
That's exciting. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good. You had talked a bit about how you like to help small businesses and support them. Tell us how you were able to do that at Sky4.
I'll go back to the affordability statement. As a small business owner, a lot of people think about television advertising as, "Oh, I can't afford that." And I've been at stations where, you're right, a lot of small businesses can't afford it because the cost of admission, meaning what you need to spend to be effective on a broadcast station, it can be a lot of money for a small business. At Sky4-TV, we can start campaigns, monthly campaigns, between $500 and $1,000 for broadcast television. That's 725,000 homes, right?
Wow.
So, and what does that give a small business? It gives them production of a 30-second commercial. It
What do you mean
gives
by
them,
that?
pardon me?
Sorry, what do you mean by that, production of the 30-second commercial?
We create a 30-second commercial in our production studio or on location with our production team. So all the commercials that you see run on TV, we will create that for our local businesses.
Really? I didn't know that. I always figured the businesses had to cobble together a video on their own or hire
And you
somebody
help
else.
write it and everything then?
Pardon me?
You help write it and everything?
Absolutely. So the process on that is, again, part of what's so fun about this business and why I love it so much is we do what's called a pre-production meeting. And we go out and we sit down with the business owner and we determine, what is your goal? What are you trying to accomplish? What do you want people to know about your business?
Mm-hmm.
From that information, we come back and we will write the script for the business and then send it back to them for them to review it. And then it becomes a work in progress, back and forth. And it's consulting one another to get the words right, make sure that we're showing them exactly what they need to tell their customers, the unique selling proposition. So between the affordability of having the commercial produced and being able to put it on broadcast television, that's how we're able to really help the local small business. And then we haven't really talked about this yet, but we have a full suite of digital products as well. And it's 180 products that we can sit down with the client and say, again, are you just serving a small local area, or are you serving the entire community? Are you a service? Are you retail? Are you nonprofit? And really determine who it is we need to talk to. And what I love about, again, this industry is broadcast provides reach, broad reach of your message. And then digital advertising allows us to do what we call precision targeting. Mm-hmm. So we can do zip code targeting, radius targeting. We can behavioral targeting. I only want to reach women 25-54 who are pregnant.
And where
Where
do
we
they
can
see
get
those
that
ads? I mean,
Pardon me?
where do people see these ads then that they're targeted to?
It depends on what digital strategy we use. So for example, display advertising, when you go on to any website, oftentimes you'll see ads that are served on that website. If I've gone to Macy's, for example, and I've filled up my cart with items, but I haven't quite purchased them yet, and I go off of that website, one of the strategies is to have that cart follow me wherever I go. Wait, are you sure you don't want to purchase this?
Yeah.
And buy this? It's a good reminder. So display advertising can then serve ads in a zip code area, or it can serve ads, let's say, to the entire Hampton Roads area based on your behaviors and your purchasing habits. It runs the gamut. We can serve nationwide. We have clients right now that we're serving in Texas, in Florida, in California. The business owners we have met here, but a lot of business owners have companies around the country. So we're a great opportunity to help them with those as well.
Yeah. When did that all start? I mean, digital has exploded, but have you been in it for a little bit?
I've been in it, golly, now for maybe 10, 15 years, since really its inception. I remember back when we first started selling the station website, and then it evolved into selling digital products. SKY4 Television has had this particular product suite that we acquired for about 3 years now. And it's amazing. Again, the combination between broadcast, broad reach, and precision targeting with digital, it is the most powerful combination. So
yeah,
it sounds
it's
like
great for businesses.
Yeah, and the affordability for the small businesses sounds key, because I
Yes.
know everybody I've talked to, and I mean, we do our STRI workshops, and the number one things that come out of those is people just don't have money, they say, for marketing.
Right.
But you have money, you can find the money if it's important.
You can. And one of the unique things that we find with a lot of local small businesses is they say they don't have the money, but then you start looking at what they're doing. They're dibbling and dabbling in a little bit of Facebook here or a little bit of Instagram there. And you start adding up the dollars, and all of a sudden there's $500 or there's $1,000, right? And when we can show them that you can do broadcast television with that investment, it's an eye opener. Not to say that they shouldn't be doing their marketing, through their own social media and Facebook and those sorts of things. That's extremely valuable, especially this day and age, engaging with your customers. But to gather new customers and to make people aware of you who don't know about you already, that's where broadcast is a real advantage.
Yeah. So what happened in March last year when suddenly, your studio may have had to have changed the rules? You couldn't necessarily go out and film on site. Like, what did you do to adapt to the pandemic?
That was a crazy time, wasn't it?
Yeah, still is, I feel.
Still is, yeah.
It is. We all just sort of stopped for a minute in disbelief. It was like, wait, what? Is this really happening? And we, like everybody else, had to pivot immediately. So we took a breath, and we did shut down our studios and just kind of gather our thoughts and make sure that we were doing everything safely. But pretty quickly, we established a way to still do production in-house. We have a separate door that you can enter. We would limit it to 2 people. You'd have to wear a mask. We could still use the green screen. We would still go out and do production on location, provided it was a wide open space, or we had limited people on location. Using Zoom became critically important in all ways. And I have to say, it improved our productivity. That's been an eye opener too, right? Hampton Roads with its bridges and tunnels.
Oh yeah.
Travel. And I've gotten a little spoiled now. I'm like, it's much more efficient to do a Zoom meeting. I still get to see you and touch you and talk to you and, see your facial expressions and know what you're really thinking. So we really adopted Zoom very quickly for our station meetings and for our client meetings. The other thing that changed a lot in March was we had to help our clients pivot with their messaging.
Yes.
And
yeah.
I know I felt very defensive on behalf of local small business because you're letting Lowe's stay open and Walmart stay open, but you're making everybody else close. And I'm like, that's wait a minute. So when they were allowing curbside pickup and those sorts of things, we really wanted to jump in and say, you've got to tell the message to your customers and to people around here that you're open.
Yeah.
And so we tried to help them do that.
That's good. So what has changed? Like, do you feel now you better sort of prep to move forward to 2021? Like, what is the plan for this year?
And let me expand on that a little bit. I've been hearing people start talking about these like thoughts they have where it's like, we should have been doing this all along. They're like, and then once COVID hits and they start doing it, they're like, why weren't we doing this the entire time? Do you have any of those that you picked up as well?
We do. And one of the station outreach things that we did back March and April was we went through our chambers and retail alliance, as a matter of fact, and said, listen, if you're open and you need to tell people that you're open, we're going to give you free social media posting. Nice. Because we're that committed to it. And when we did that, we had small companies from Northeast North Carolina, Middle Peninsula, Eastern Shore reach out to us, and we would do those posts. And then from that, also help them start a small television campaign. So we actually added more new businesses in 2020 than we did in 2019.
Nice. Wow.
I know we did share that message. Yeah, that was very, very, very kind of you to reach out in that regard to our members and, you know, just the community, the retail community. And yeah. So that was great. So you've done that. Is that now, what's the next step?
The next step is we are venturing into half-hour shows for our advertisers. So follow me on this. There's only so much you can say in 30 seconds, right? And for local small businesses who have never done television before, this is a really neat way to take, it's actually 28 minutes and 30 seconds to be exact, to take a deep dive into your business, to showcase your business, tell people what you do, how you do it, why it's important to shop local, dine local, keep the money local. We're helping all of our businesses keep people employed locally. We're keeping tax dollars locally, and just take that half-hour time to showcase a business. So we've created a couple different templates. We have a talk show format, and I don't mind sharing the price point on that. We will produce that here in the studio. It's a half day, $600.
That's for almost a half an hour of you on the air.
For a live talk show format, exactly right. And
you can't beat that. I'm sorry.
You can't beat that. And you know what? If we're super efficient and everybody's doing a good job and they come in super prepared, we can produce 2 in that time period.
Nice. Yeah.
So that's one of the biggest things that we are looking at for 2021. And we can do that also because as an independent TV station, we own all of our inventory. So what I mean by that is we don't have to run network prime. We don't have the news. So we have more half-hour time periods that we can sell as commercial time. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. You don't have to cut away to something suddenly.
Yeah. So we work with the advertisers right now. We have a lot of local churches who run their half-hour ministries on Sunday mornings, but we have time periods, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, in the morning, 5 a.m. to 9 a.m., lots of later night and weekend time periods that are available. So that's been a fun part and a big initiative that we have for 2021.
Yeah, let us know when that starts going live, and we'll definitely get it out to our members. See if we can't get a few Retail Alliance people, members onto the show.
Certainly will. Certainly will do that. Yeah.
So I have a few left field questions now, just for fun, because I'm curious.
Ready, go.
All right. What movie have you guys played the most?
Oh my gosh. You are putting me on the
I'm
spot.
always thinking like, because a lot of the stations like you will play like the Christmas Story for 24 hours straight during Christmas. Or it seems like Forrest Gump is on every single 4th of July for 4 days straight.
Yeah. Played the most.
Or is there a TV show that?
Or TV show. We can open it up to that too.
Boy, since I've been here, yeah.
Prob-
Since I've been here, the longest running programs, Family Guy,
Yeah.
has been on for quite some time. Yeah, our movies are in a pretty solid rotation. So we don't go and stick with one and run the heck out of it. And then even our specials, the gospel specials that we run, I would say that would be something that would come in and repeat on a regular basis, but it's still themed and updated.
Okay.
So
Nice.
yeah.
What about any commercials you guys have produced for small businesses? Any that have stuck out to you that you really liked?
Oh gosh, sky's the limit. Here we go. Sky's the limit. Did you get that? I love what we've done with Q Masters Billiards, Spare Times, Ballahack Airsoft. We've done some really nice commercials for Big Al's mufflers.
Oh yeah.
True Weave. It's a hair salon.
Okay.
Asher Institute. That's another. It's a brand new school that's opening up. We have got a phenomenal production department. Tom Powers has been in the business 30 years. His father was a news director and has been in the business also for many, many years. So he brings to the table both right and left brain and really good editing and technological knowledge, but also a creative mind like no producer or engineer I've ever met.
Perfect.
Yeah, it sounds like the range of advertisers is like from one end to the other as well. The industry that have, come on as advertisers. So, it sounds like it's for any small business, beyond retail, of any size.
Tax season is coming up. Wallace Tax is on our air. It's a really beautiful spot too. So yeah, Eastern Floor, Dominion Floor, Home Improvement, that business has skyrocketed in 2020. If you think those numbers right. So, but we do want to help the restaurants as well. They've been struggling. So takeout. We're here to help.
Yeah. Joey, any more weird ass questions that you want to put on?
I can think of. I will say that it's become it's shifted with how much control we have over streaming, that sometimes I'll just throw on Sky4 if I don't want to make a choice. And I'll just let you guys decide for me what I'm watching.
Yeah, so that's a thing. When we haven't talked a lot about the digital that we sell, but we do sell streaming video as well.
Okay.
And you're really right about that. That is something that businesses need to be aware of, because the younger generation is using streaming a lot more than they are tuning into broadcast television. And we are very much aware of that. And we welcome that, because you've got to reach people where they are, right?
Oh, yeah.
And we try to, Pardon?
How do they do that? Like for someone who is a little older, how do I stream on my devices? Sky4.
Well, you wouldn't stream Sky4.
Okay. So what?
Okay.
That's a thing that they'll be able to place ads in streaming services.
Right. So Roku, wherever you see commercials running on any video that you are watching through a streaming service, right?
Yeah. Okay.
We can place commercials there.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes more sense. Okay.
And again, video is a great way to advertise. It's sight, sound, motion, and emotion. It's the most influential form of advertising. So it's important to know, how do I get this video in front of that target customer?
And it is the biggest growth, channel right now is video.
It's exploding.
Oh, yeah.
It really is.
It is.
So in terms of the pandemic, just come back to that. I mean, did it really impact your business? Did you have to furlough anyone, or did you have to, apply for any loans? Like, did your business suffer at all?
Of course it did. I think everybody did, but here is the beauty of what happened. Yes, we did apply for the PPP loans. Our corporate office did that for all of our TV stations. And if you remember, television and online usage went way up.
Yeah.
during the pandemic. So while we were hit pretty hard in second quarter, we more than made up for it in third and fourth quarter.
Oh, that's
Okay. SKY4 does not have any political advertising on it, but all of our sister stations did. And it was extraordinarily busy with political advertising. So that also offset losses from the first quarter of the pandemic, which was second quarter.
right. Oh, that's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
But here, it sounds like, you operate in a way as a small business, but part of a larger group that
Mhm.
helps support you as well. Like if they've been able to absorb some of that through political advertising and so on to keep you guys going, that's important too.
Yeah, keep corporation going for sure. But we do all work independently, and it was still a good year for us. I feel badly saying that
I know.
because yes, I want it to be a good year for everybody,
Yeah.
and that's what we're really focused on doing, helping other people do that.
Yeah, well, that's our aim too.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Well, we are getting
I don't know how we're going
out of time.
Joey.
Kylie, do you have anything you'd like to ask at the end?
I don't think so. Just I know that you just talking a little bit as a topic we haven't really reached. I know you work with business and so on, but in terms of the community,
Mhm.
you support a lot of different things. But is there anything that sort of stands out that you wanted to talk about?
Thank you for asking that question, Kylie. Yeah, we do what's called Sky for the Community. And about 2 weeks before the pandemic really hit last February, we set up a day where we shot 16 public service announcements, each featuring local nonprofits. So SPCA, the food bank, Gather was where we actually did the shoot, and why it's escaping me right now, but 16 PSAs that what we did then was run them all year long. And then we featured Sky for the Community Wednesdays on our social media. So we rotated those 16 nonprofits throughout the year, sending digital traffic to their websites as well. A couple of fun stories I have: CareNet Peninsula, not sure if you're familiar with them, or Thrive Peninsula.
Yeah.
They both saw some really nice increases in donations and traffic from that. And that's what we're here for. That's what brings us joy.
Any plans for something similar this year?
Yes, we'd like to do a whole nother round of updated PSAs. I've reached out to those 16, and so far everybody's okay running what we have produced, but there are so many more out there. It's really just a matter of getting a little further out of this pandemic so we can do it safely.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Yeah, and we'll certainly share that with some of our nonprofits, if you'd like us to.
Yes, have them call me, and we'll do one-offs here and there anytime that's safe.
Great.
Right.
Well, why don't you tell people how they can get in contact with you?
Sure. Look, 382-0004. We're area code 757. You can also go to our website, which is SKY4-TV.com. And if you'd like information, you go under the Advertise with Us tab. But anytime you can also email me directly. It's Yevak, Kyevak, at SKY4-TV.com. And I welcome questions, concerns, comments, ideas. At Sky4, we joke, sky's the limit. We mean it. We'll try anything, and we'll consider anything.
Good tagline.
Happen. Yeah.
That's perfect. I was thinking a good tagline and a good number too, because it leads into easy. Sky for you. It's a good number to have.
Isn't it? Yep. And it's low on that dial, so you got to go past us when you're hunting and pecking for something.
Worked out well for you.
Yeah.
Very much.
Well, thank you so much, Kathy, for being on.
We appreciate you joining us. Thank you.
It's really my pleasure. Thanks for having me, and you guys have a great day.
Thanks.